back and we dive. Bold Republic is on the air for a Friday, and that means it is time to go talk to Eric, who has, I think, Eric, I'm going to put a, by the way, Eric's from Western Watchdogs. Got to mention that. Got to plug your stuff, as you work. I was looking at all the different nannies of the week that you do, and I'm thinking you might want to present a yearly award. Yeah.
Maybe we'll think about that at the end of the year, yeah.
Well, and I'm thinking this one here will have to probably be in the top 10. What'd you find this week?
Yeah, this is a pretty good one. We actually had to go back a couple weeks for this one. We were talking last week on the show about how it seems like there was a lot of stuff some week, and nothing really good this week. So I went back a few weeks for this one. We had passed over it a few weeks ago, and it is Arlington, Virginia, and sort of by extension the entire state of Virginia is our winner for Nanny of the Week. Arlington, Virginia, for banning charity and fundraising car washes. I think all of your listeners are probably familiar with these, right? You drive down the road and you see the local high school marching band, or maybe the football team's having a fundraiser in the high school parking lot. They've got signs up, and there's kids out there with buckets and hoses washing cars. Not anymore in Arlington, and probably, honestly, not anymore anywhere else in Virginia, too. Arlington's just kind of the first one to act on this. But because of some action at the state.
Why? I love these things. I usually good cause.
Yeah, you're going to love this. It's environmental regulations. I mean, right? Isn't that the reason why we ban a lot of things? I think probably 3 of the ones that we've talked about here in just the last 2 months that we've been doing this segment have been because of environmental concerns. The Department of Environmental Services in Arlington, Virginia says that the charity car washes generate too much chlorinated water and soap and a whole bunch of other stuff that ends up in the streams and in the rivers and ends up ultimately in the Chesapeake Bay, and because of that we can't do them anymore. In fact, this is a policy that is adapted from this law that was passed last year by the state of Virginia that essentially bans all car washes that aren't like you washing your car in your driveway. Anything larger than that needs a permit from the state government.
But that's got to be next. At some point, they're going to have to ban me washing my car in my own driveway, because when you drive down through a neighborhood on the weekend, a lot of people are washing their cars. You can't have that.
Yeah, that's I think that is pretty much a logical next step. And then it also makes me wonder, what do you do about people who have car wash businesses? I'm sure a lot of them don't have, they have drain systems and things like that, but I'm sure a lot of them don't have built-in filtration systems or anything like that. I mean, I know nothing about running a car wash, but I'm just assuming.
I do know something about that. Those systems, to save on water, city water in general, have recycling systems on site. The water goes down, is recycled, and comes back up for the next car. Yeah. So apparently, since these teeny boppers, again, I love this. I pull over, I walk into the burger joint right there, I get something to eat and watch them wash the car. I come back, and because it's for a good cause, I over tip. So what are we teaching these kids who are trying to raise money for something that they do for fun at school? I mean, I thought the whole point was to teach these kids responsibility and go out there and raise the money for your projects.
Yeah, I think you're right. I thought the funniest comment was from the Department of Environmental Services spokeswoman Shannon Whalen. She told the Arlington News that there's educational as well as environmental benefits that come with finding new and environmentally friendly ways to raise money for extracurricular activities. It makes me think, well, the educational value here is clearly teaching these kids at an early age, before they get out in the real world, that government can come down and mess up your plans pretty much whenever it wants for any reason. And that's, that's what the nannies have done here, and that's why they're our Nanny of the Week.
Okay, now, is this passed as a law, or is this still just a bill?
No, this one is in effect. That's a good question, because some of the stuff we cover in this segment is proposed. This one is in effect. The state of Virginia adopted these new rules last July, and it's kind of filtering down now to the local ordinances are being changed to comply with the state laws. And so this was Arlington a few weeks ago, changed their local rules for stormwater runoff and for other forms of water runoff to comply with the state law or the state mandate. And so that's this is all in effect. This is all real. It's really happening. Yes.
Eric, is anyone fighting this right now?
Yeah, not that I'm aware of. I mean, this is something that is handed down by the local government. I imagine there wasn't even a lot of media coverage of it. It's one of those things where keep your eye out, and I certainly will be for the next few months, because I think as we hit the summer, you'll see some of these things pop up, and I'm sure eventually we'll read that story of government officials come in and shut down a charity car wash in Arlington, Virginia, and slap a fine or some sort of punishment on the group for trying to do it.
Eric, how can people follow your work?
Yeah, check us out at watchdog.org. You can find our Nanny of the Week up there right on the front page. Lots of other good stuff, too, up on watchdog.org. You can follow me on Twitter at EricBame87.
All right, Eric, as always, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Hey, Glenn, thanks for having me.